Hi everyone, Susanna is here and I'm excited to share the next section of our stitch sampler blanket. We're now on section 8 and a quick recap of what we've done. So if you're new, it's not too late to join. The free written tutorial is on the blog and I've linked the in the description. You'll find the link to the written pattern. So I'm making a simple swatch to showing you how different stitches work together for the blanket, and it will help those that are visually inclined to making their projects, to help them. And sometimes some of the stitches might be a bit tricky. You can easily have a look at how I've made mine. So I'm making this little swatch to show you, but I'm following the same measurements of 8 inches and 4 inches, but I'm not making the full blankets in the video so that it will be faster to show. I've completed the blanket. I'm just making a swatch. So this is what section 1 look like, and this is the right side for reference, and this is what the wrong side looks like. So for some of the stitches, we want the texture to be on the right side. When you hear me say right side, wrong side, that's what I'm hoping to achieve. This is the second section, which we made using the motif stitch, and we went ahead to do section 3, which uses the Jacob ladder stitch. We went ahead section 4, the cross double crochet. Section 5, we did the crochet blanket stitch. Section 6, we made these beautiful front post stitches, and this is also the right side, as I said. And last week, section 7, we did the beautiful basket weave stitch, and yeah, that's kind of a yarn eater, so I'm sure that some of you might have to switch get more yarn or shop from your starch. Today I'm showing you what section 8 looks like, and we'll be doing the beautiful diamond waffle stitch. We'll also be using the front post stitch in this week's tutorial. So I'm making each of my section using different colors. So I'm using 2 colors as I did with the prototype. I'll be using my next color now. So I want to make sure I told you that I like to fasten off my yarn when I'm making the last stitch. So we ended last stitch on row on the right side. So I cut my yarn, drop my color here, and then pick my next color. For the prototype I used purple, and for this I'm using this beautiful jade. Thank you for everyone that's posted their pictures, progress in the group. It's really inspiring. Thank you. The link to posting your prototype is in the description. So join us in the community, post your blankets, show us if you've got any question. You are welcome to ask your question. So I've done that. I'll weave in the end when I'm done with the blanket. So this week we'll turn, and on the wrong side, which is our row 1, we'll work in. I've done chain 1. We'll do single crochet in each of the stitches across. So for the blankets, you've got 169 stitches. For this tutorial, this section, we need a multiple of 3. So to get the multiple of 3, we need to work in 2 single crochet together, because we need 168. So if you have adjusted your stitches, you want to go ahead and make a decrease, just to make sure that you got 168 stitches or a multiple of 3. So you work in single crochet 2 together at the end of the row. So single crochet in each of the stitches across until the last stitch. So when you've got 2 stitches left, you then go ahead and do single crochet 2 together, so that you have 168 stitches. Perfect. So row 1 completed, and we'll turn. Right, so my row 2, which is now on the right side, still a repeat of row 1. You chain 1 and work in single crochet in each of the stitch across. So finished row 2, single crochet in each of the stitches. Then we want to turn. Row 3, I'll do chain 2. This does not count as a stitch throughout this section, and I'll work in double crochet in each of the stitch across. So we remain, the number of stitches remain to be 168. So still the simple stitches. So this is what I've got at the end of the row 3. We've done double crochet in each of the stitch. So we'll turn, and we've got our right side. The aim is to have this next row, our row 4, made on the right side. And for reference, right side is the side with the texture, the side with the loops over here, and the braided loops over here. So that's our right side. So for this row 4, you want to chain 1. It's not a stitch. Single crochet in the first stitch. Then we'll go ahead to do a front post treble. That's you make your yarn, wrap it around your hook 2 times, like so, to have 3 loops on around your hook. Then you locate row 2. This is row 3, and this is row 2. This is row 2, this is row 1, row 2, and row 3. So we're working row 4. Locate your row 2 and then count the stitches. You want to count the first 3 to be skipped. 1, 2, 3. Locate the 4th stitch and work in a front post treble. So insert your hook and then pull up a loop. You've got 4 loops around your hook. Yarn around your hook, pull up the first 2 loops, the next 2 loops, and you have your first treble made. Skip the stitch behind the treble and work in a double crochet, single crochet in the next loop. Perfect. So we've done the first one. We'll then work in 2 more single crochets. That gives us 3 single crochet on this row 4. Next thing is to do a front post treble 2 stitches together. I'll go slow, and this is how to do that. You want to locate this first stitch. You'll be putting in a stitch. Okay, probably I should put in my stitch marker. Perfect. So I've got 2 stitch markers just to make it clearer. The first stitch will be this front post treble that we made, and then we'll count the next 3 stitches still on this row. 1, 2, 3. We've done 1. That's 1, 2, 3, and the next one, which is the 4th stitch, you put in a stitch marker. So these are the 2 stitches that we'll be using for the front post treble. Perfect. So just so that is clear, that's why I'm putting that. I don't want any confusion, and I want you to love the stitch. So yarn around your hook twice, then into that same stitch where you have the front post, and that's where the stitch marker is, insert your hook and pull up a loop. You've got 1, 2, 3 stitches. pull up the first 2 loops. You've got 3 loops left. Pull up the next 2. You've got this. You're not going to finish this stitch. Yarn around your hook twice. You've got 4 stitches, loops around your yarn. Then you're skipping 1, 2, 3. The next stitch, that's where you've got your stitch marker. You want to pull up and work in, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 loops on your hook. You want to pull up the first 2 stitches, loops, yarn around your hook, next 2 loops. You've got 3 loops left, yarn around your hook, and pull through the 3 at the same time. So this is how the front post treble 2 together is worked. Is that making sense? We'll do it again. And now I can remove my stitch marker. So there is a stitch behind this. We're going to skip that stitch and we'll go right into crocheting into the next 3 stitches. So single crochet into the next 3 stitches. We skipped the stitch immediately behind the front post treble 2 together, and this is what it looks like, as if you've written the letter N. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and repeat what we've done, what we just completed. We'll do another front post treble 2 stitches together, and I won't be using the stitch marker, just because if you don't want to use the stitch markers, I don't want it to be confusing for you. So yarn around your hook twice. This same stitch, you can loop around it, but I prefer to just go into that same stitch again. Pull up a loop. You've got first loop around your hook. Pull up the first 2, next 2, and leave the 2 stitches, 2 loops. Yarn around your hook twice again. Skip the next 3 stitches and then do another front post. Loop 2 and the 3. Pull through the 3 together. The stitch behind, you skip that and you go ahead to the next 3 stitches, single crochet 3. So perfect. We'll go ahead again and do our front post treble 2 together. That same the first leg, make into that, and then yarn around your hook twice. Sorry for the noise, my scissors and yarn are having a match. Skip the next 3 stitches and then treble, front post treble over the next, around the next post, and you pull through. Skip the stitch and then work in single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So let's do one more. Just a close-up of what we've got. It's not so focused, I'm not sure why. I'll bring it closer. This is what we've got so far. Okay, so treble, this same post, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You've got 4, pull out the first 2, next 2, leave the remaining 2 stitches, yarn around your hook twice, skip next 3 stitches, and then front post in the next. Then you pull up the next 3. So we'll continue this repeat till we'll have 2 stitches left on our row 4. So you continue yours and I'll continue to do this till the end of the row. Perfect. So I've done the repeat and I've got 2 stitches left. So we want to work in the last treble, yarn around your hook twice, and work in another front post around the last front post from 2 rows below, complete it, skip the stitch behind your treble and work in a single crochet in the last stitch. Perfect. So this is what you've got at the end of this row. So yeah, trying to make it look a bit, yeah, this is what the texture looks like, and this is what it looks like on the other end. You see? So that's perfect. This is the wrong side and this is our right side. Next, we want to proceed to row 5, and we turn, working from the wrong side. Perfect. So for the next row, row 5, we want to chain 2 and turn on the wrong side. You want to work in double crochet in each of the stitch across. The skipped stitch from the previous row remains skipped. So at the end of this row, my row 5, this is what I've got. Double crochet in each of the stitches across and turn. So this brings me back to the right side where we've got scalloped front post stitches. So row 6, chain 1 and work single crochet in the first 3 stitches. Then we'll do our front post treble 2 together, and we'll be using these 2 stitches, just these 2 stitches for the front post treble. So insert your hook, yarn round twice, and make the first front post around the first leg of the treble below. You won't complete the stitch, yarn around your hook twice, front post around the next treble, and complete the beautiful texture. 3 stitches left, 3 loops, you pull through those 3 and you have the first diamond. Skip the stitch behind and work in single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Go ahead to do another front post treble around the next 2 treble stitches. So that will be between this stitch. I'll use this and this. So you can go ahead and do this if you like. You can go through the stitch itself, or you can decide to go through the loop. That's the post itself. Either way, you'll develop a rhythm that you love. I just like to go easier route. So the first leg, you do that halfway, yarn around your hook twice and pick the next loop. That's the next post. And you complete the post. Skip the stitch behind, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Let's do one together. One more, and then you can continue the repeat. Yarn around your hook twice. Then front post treble 2 together using the next 2 trebles. That's the first one. Yarn through, leave the last 2 stitches loops, yarn around your hook twice and pick the next loop. See that? 1 2 3 4 5 loops on your hook. Then you pull through the first loops, 2 loops, second 2 loops, and you've got 3 loops left. Pull through the 3, skip the stitch directly behind, and you do this. So you continue this repeat. So I'm almost at the end of the row. I skipped the stitch, and then I'll work in single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Front loop, front post, treble 2 stitches together. You stop at 2 loops around your hook, and then you repeat for the second leg. And then pull through the 3 loops, skip the stitch directly behind, and work in single crochet in the last 3 stitches. Perfect. So this is what you've got at the end of this row. You can see the diamond picking up and it's looking textured. So we want to turn, chain 2, and we'll work in double crochet in each of the stitches across. So this is what you'll be repeating. You want to repeat row 3 to 6 throughout until you have 4 inches. So this particular section continues until you've got 4 inches long. For the section 8, yeah. So I'll complete this row and come back to show you one more stitch. I did a row of double crochet, which is a repeat of row 3. Row 4, start with a chain 1 and we'll do single crochet in first stitch. Front post treble around the 4th stitch from 2 rows below. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then we've got our 4th stitch, which is now our front post stitch. You want to work in your first front post, complete it, skip the stitch directly behind it and work in single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Another front post. So now we'll do front post 2 stitches together, which will be using the same leg of what we've done, but because we're doing the next row now, you do this, the next leg, that, and then this next leg. Perfect. Skip the stitch behind and work in single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So this is what it looks like. That's the only difference, and you continue the repeat. So we'll go back to doing our front post, 2 stitches together, skip the stitch, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So continue this repeat until you've gotten to the end of your row. Do a row of double crochet, then the front post. Make sure that they're always on the right side, and when your project measures 4 inches, when mine measures 4 inches, I'll be back to show you how many rows I've done.